Hey everyone, it's Anthony from Essentage, Tucson's premier bookkeeping, accounting, and tax firm. Today's Friday, April 24th. Still haven't made it out to the barbershop, so still got my big hair, my big mouth, and I'm going to use that today to tell you a little bit about the next round of Paycheck Protection Loan funding that the President just signed the bill for. It's going to start flowing out early next week. So this week, Congress passed the next stimulus bill that's going to provide, like I said, $310 billion more towards the Paycheck Protection Loan Program. It's expected that that money is going to start going out to banks and lenders next week, and it's also expected that that money will go fast. The loans will be given out rather rapidly based on applications that were sitting on file, folks that didn't get funded in round one. So the expectation is that as soon as potentially Tuesday or Wednesday next week, this $310 billion has already been sent out and the program is out of money again. So as I mentioned, the new Paycheck Protection Loan Program funding is going to be deployed probably starting on Monday. It's an additional $310 billion, and it is expected that the money is going to run out almost immediately. The reason that's expected is, as you saw in kind of round one of the PPP funding, a lot of small businesses got applications in but ultimately never got funded. Big companies swooped in and got the majority of the funding, and the little guy was left holding the bag. Now, if you're asking yourself, why would round two of this funding come out and the little guy who's got his application in there still go through the whole application process and not get funded? Why would the federal government and the banks, the big banks, let this happen to small businesses across the country? Well, simply put, it's because they're pieces of shit.
Whoa. Anthony, you can't swear on video.
No, it's not a gratuitous use of foul language. I'm just keeping it real. You can bleep it out later. Now, during a press conference earlier this week, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin was asked, if that happens and funding does run out and small businesses still aren't funded, is there going to be another round of PPP funding to come to make sure everybody gets some relief? Mr. Mnuchin said, no, he doesn't think so. But then again, who would know better about the plight of small businesses than this guy? I'm sure he snagged that wife of his with his good looks and sense of humor. So what can you do to make sure you give yourself the best chance of having your application processed in this round of funding and ultimately getting some Paycheck Protection Loan funds? Well, the first thing you can do is apply. During this round of funding, there are new additional lenders offering PPP loans. Specifically, there are a lot of online lenders who are now being allowed to enter the program and offer loan applications. These might be Square, PayPal, Intuit, Lendio. Just Google around, look online. There's going to be more online lenders available for you to submit an application with, even if you don't have a pre-existing relationship with them. Here's the other thing you can do. When you're filling out your PPP application and you're asked for supporting documentation for your payroll, try to stick to tax documentation. In other words, for payroll costs associated with your employees, you can upload your payroll reports, specifically your quarterly 941s. Now, we're hearing about some applications getting rejected with regard to being able to substantiate the owner's pay, who might not pay themselves through payroll. In that scenario, the best thing you can do to substantiate your pay as an owner of the business is include in what you upload during the application process your 2019 business tax return. And I know maybe not everybody's filed your 2019 business tax return yet. At this point in time, because we're seeing those rejections, it might be worthwhile to just go ahead and file your 2019 business tax return. If you're a sole proprietor or you don't file a separate business tax return, that would mean you file a Schedule C for your business activities as part of your personal return. Again, it might be a good idea to just go ahead and file your personal tax return inclusive of your Schedule C at this point and upload that with your PPP application. But because what we're hearing is the folks that are reviewing these applications and looking through the documentation, it seems like they're more comfortable looking at tax forms to substantiate payroll costs. So that's going to give you the best chance of getting your PPP application through the process and ultimately, hopefully, getting funded. So that's your PPP update as of today, Friday, April 24th. Just trying to give you the best information to hopefully help you be successful during this next round of funding and your application process. Of course, nobody knows what's going to happen. No guarantees. It's in the hands of the federal government and the banks, which is a very scary thing. But we want to bring you the most up-to-date information in terms of what we're seeing out there, the issues people are encountering, and how you can give yourself the best opportunity to get some funding. So as always, feel free to leave your comments in the comment section below this video. As always, we're going to keep bringing you updated content. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel below so you can get notified when we have new videos coming out, keeping you up to date on what's going on. And until next time, again, this is Anthony from Essentage, hoping everybody out there is staying safe and healthy.